A church that bills itself as a ministry dedicated to protecting and awakening a generation is now at the center of a CSA scandal involving one of its own staff members. And the most disturbing part? This may not have come out at all if victims hadn't already been speaking up for years. In this video, we're breaking down everything we know about the Ramp Church in Hamilton, Alabama, the admission of sensual misconduct by a staff member named Samuel Bentley, and the bigger, darker questions that this statement raises. The Ramp is not a small country church. It's a global ministry founded in 1998 by Karen Wheaton in Hamilton, Alabama. The mission, in their own words, is to awaken a generation, equip them for their purpose, and send them out to change their world. Karen Wheaton is a well-known figure in charismatic Christian circles, a singer, speaker, and evangelist who spent 2 decades traveling with some of the biggest names in ministry before returning to her hometown to build something of her own. What started with about 8 young people has grown into a ministry that now reaches thousands every month through Ramp Church, Ramp University, events, and media. This is not a fringe operation. This is an established institution with deep roots in youth and young adult ministry. And that matters, because the people most affected by what happened here were young people placed in this ministry's care. On March 17, 2026, Karen Wheaton and Ramp leadership released a public statement. I'm going to read this to you in full, word for word, because I think it's important that you hear exactly what was said, not just a summary of it. Statement from Karen Wheaton and Ramp leadership, March 17, 2026. Last week, a brave individual came forward reporting that 4 years ago, they experienced inappropriate sensual contact by a staff member of the Ramp. The staff member involved was Samuel Bentley, and the individual was a minor at the time of the incident. Upon receiving this report, leadership immediately addressed the matter with Samuel. During that conversation, he admitted the allegation was true. Samuel was immediately terminated from his position. The Ramp's board of directors was notified, and the matter was promptly reported to the appropriate authorities. A few days later, Samuel disclosed a second instance involving another victim, which was also reported to the appropriate authorities. We are readily cooperating with law enforcement as their investigation proceeds. Based on the information currently known to us, these incidents did not occur on church property or in connection with Ramp University. As Samuel is someone we platform to speak and lead, our community is devastated by these revelations. Our deepest concern is for the victims and their families. As a ministry, we are committed to supporting their ongoing healing in any way possible, and we are working with them to pursue this. To the victims, we want to say clearly, we believe you, we grieve with you, and we stand with you. Out of respect for those affected and the seriousness of this situation, we have made the decision to cancel this week's scheduled events, including College Days and Spring Ramp. In their place, we are holding spaces for mourning, prayer, and reflection. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. We are committed to hold our team members to the highest standards and are unwavering in our commitment to protect minors and ensure a safe environment for those entrusted to our care. The safety and well-being of those in our community, especially minors, remains our chief priority. We do not tolerate abuse of any kind and are committed to transparency, accountability, and care for those affected. At this time, the victims have requested to remain anonymous. We kindly ask our community to respect their privacy and honor their request not to be publicly identified. That is the statement in full. Now, let me tell you what I noticed, and what I think you should be asking. There are things in that statement that are, frankly, more than we usually get from institutions in situations like this. They named the accused. They confirmed he admitted it. They said they went to the police. They said they believe the victims. Those are not small things. But read it again carefully. Based on the information currently known to us, these incidents did not occur on church property or in connection with Ramp University. That line is doing a lot of work. Based on the information currently known to us. That is lawyered language. And that is a phrase designed to create distance and limit liability, while leaving the door open for more information to emerge. Why include that at all, unless there is concern about what else might come out? And then there's this. A few days later, Samuel disclosed a second instance involving another victim. Samuel Bentley wasn't asked about a second victim. He volunteered that information, which means leadership's initial inquiry didn't uncover it. He chose to disclose it himself. And that raises a question. If he hadn't disclosed it, would we know about victim 2? And if there are others, will we ever know? Here is something the statement does not tell you, but which multiple community sources have confirmed. Samuel Bentley is Karen Wheaton's son-in-law. This is not a stranger. This is not a hire from outside who slipped through a background check. This is family. A man married into the founding family of this ministry, given a platform, given access, given authority, and apparently given access to minors. The statement says, as Samuel is someone we platform to speak and lead, our community is devastated by these revelations. I don't doubt the devastation is real, but I want to ask, when you platform your own family member, when you give them authority and access in a ministry environment filled with young people, what safeguarding was in place? What oversight existed? Who was watching? These are not attacks. These are the questions that protect the next generation of young people who walk through those doors. Now here's where this story gets even more troubling, and where I have to be careful to be fair while also being honest. This is not the first time the ramp has faced these kinds of allegations publicly. People connected to this community, former members, people who have been watching this closely, say that as far back as last year, victims were speaking out on TikTok. And the response from the ramp, according to those accounts, was not compassion. It was legal threats. The ministry allegedly worked to have videos removed, threatened lawsuits against those speaking out, and dismissed every allegation as, quote, attacks of the enemy. That phrase, attacks by the enemy. We've heard it before, haven't we? It's a way of discrediting accusers by making their testimony a spiritual problem rather than a factual one. It protects the institution. It shames the victim into silence. And tragically, it often works, until it doesn't. Now, I want to be clear. I cannot independently verify every claim made on social media. But when you have multiple voices, spanning years, describing consistent patterns of abuse and consistent patterns of institutional silencing, and then a church releases a statement confirming at least 2 victims and a staff admission, you have to ask, what did leadership know? And when did they know it? Here's what I'll be watching closely. 1. The law enforcement investigation. Bentley admitted to 2 incidents. What charges will be filed? Are investigators looking into whether there are additional victims? 2. The prior allegations. Were there reports made to leadership before this that were dismissed or buried? If so, the accountability cannot stop with Samuel Bentley. 3. Institutional safeguarding. What policies did the ramp have in place to protect minors? Were they followed? What changes are being made going forward? 4. The victims. 2 have been confirmed. Are there others who haven't come forward? And what does real, sustained support look like beyond a press release? I'll be covering this story as it develops. If you have information that is relevant, I'd encourage you to contact law enforcement directly. If this video mattered to you, please share it. These stories need to be told, not buried, not silenced, not dismissed as attacks of the enemy. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.